Alright, so today we're going to begin our block view for VideoWall. Yesterday you worked on the design view, so just talking through the design view, we have 3 videos in here. We have Video Player 1 with a grow button and show full screen button, Video Player 2, and Video Player 3. Right now we're going to code a procedure that's going to allow me to resize any of the videos. So instead of doing this code 3 times, I can kind of abstract my code and use the procedure to just do it once. So we're going to come over to our block view and go into our procedure draw and grab out the procedure. We're going to name this procedure resize video player. This will let us resize any of these 3 video players. Now we have to define a few parameters for this to work correctly. So in order to do that, I'm going to click on this little gear right here and put 3 inputs in. And these are like X values. You see these in math all the time. And I'm going to name my first input variable video player, my second one zoomed, and my third one button. These are all parameters. There's things that can change. And now we'll see that these are variables we can utilize. Okay, so when we resize the video player, we want it to do one of 2 things. So we need an if-then statement. If I have the zoom in there, if I hit grow, I want the video to grow. And if I don't hit grow, I want it to shrink. So if zoom equals true, then I want it to grow. So I'm going to come to my logic draw and grab out this equation. And now I need to grab my zoom parameter from right here, which is in my variable area. So I want to get my zoomed value if that is equal to true. So if I want this thing zoomed in, then I want my video to set to be zoomed. So if zoomed, then I'm going to set my video. And to get this next tab, I actually want to come all the way down here, and you'll see an any component draw. I'm going to click that little plus sign to open it. Sometimes it's a little hard to get, to keep scrolling down. So if any of my video players, this works for any of the video players, and I'm going to want to set the height, and I'm going to want to set the width. So I can drag out height. I can actually copy and paste this in here. So I want to set my width and my height. If I want it zoomed, the component that I need to be getting is I need to get wherever my video player is. So I can go ahead and come into my variable draw for this and get video player. And what I want this to do is if my zoom value is true, I want this thing to zoom in. So I want my width to be -1, which stands for fill parent. And I want my height, and copy and paste this guy right here, to be 36. And I want to get the video player here too. And I want my button text to say grow, because I want this thing to go ahead and get bigger. So I'm going to come down here for any button, and I'm going to set my button text to get my button, so to get whatever button it is. So coming up here to my variables, to get my button, and I want it to say grow. So this is showing me what my video will look like to start, and then my button's going to say grow. So I'm going to hit grow. So right now my video is actually small. But my video could also be big. And if my video is big, I want my video to shrink. So that means I need an if, then, else statement. So I need to drag in my else statement. Can actually copy and paste a lot of this code. I'm going to keep the same exact blocks of code here, except I'm just going to change the numbers. So I still want my width to be fill parent. That ended up in there. We're going to throw that away for right now. I still want my width to be fill parent. I want my height to be 144. And instead of my button saying grow, I want my button to say shrink. So this block of code here just defines our procedure, which we're going to use for all of the video players. This block here won't always say grow. If it's already grown, it's going to shrink. And we'll see how we use this procedure in the next tutorial.